This card is pure cuteness. I'm using products from day 2 of Gina K Design's 12 Days of Christmas box that was available last month, but you can use any products that you might already have to recreate a similar design. Today's project features an adorable fox paper hug card, and I'll show you how to make a faux wood grain background that looks real and is super easy. So let's jump right in. Hi everyone, it's Annette with ASCardDesign, and as I said in my intro, we are using the day 2 gift from the Gina K Design's 12 Days of Christmas box, and this is a super cute stamp set called a paper hug, and it comes with the coordinating die. So that was a very generous gift, and I just love this stamp set. So we are going to use the cute little foxes on that stamp, and I'm bringing in my mini Misty, and we're going to go ahead and do our stamping first. And I want to do several elements. I'm going to be using the cute little foxes that are giving each other a hug, and we'll use that. And I'm going with the Sending You a Paper Hug stamp. And I'm also going to use, believe, another little element, those little cute little hearts. We'll stamp those in a different color, a bright color. But for right now, I'm going to just get those positioned on some white layering weight cardstock, and I'm stamping these in Gina K's black onyx ink. And I'm just going to not stamp the hearts because I want to do those in a different color, but I'm going to give these the fox stamp and the sentiment 2 passes with the black onyx, and I like the way that came out, and we'll be coloring those in just a little bit. So I'm just going to wipe off my stamps and go ahead and put those away. And then I'm going to be bringing in Gina K Design's Petunia, and this is one of her newer colors. It's premium dye ink, and we're going to stamp those hearts in that color. And this color, it reminds me of magenta, which was one of my childhood favorite colors in my Crayola box. So this reminds me of that and just takes me way back. So that's what we have so far. So we'll go ahead and get all that put away. And I'm bringing out some coloring pencils that I have had forever. And these are from Sargent Art. I don't even know if they're still available. I mean, I've had these for 20 plus years. So I just grabbed a bunch, and I ended up going with a gray color, a rose color, and a yellow color. I picked a yellow orange at first, and I think you see me right there switching it to regular orange. So what I'm doing is I am starting with the tip of their tails, and I am going very heavy at the very tip and just down the side, and then I'm going to color in the rest of that section with a lighter hand just to give it some shading effect. And you can see right there how that is just a very good easy technique. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the coloring. I'm going to speed up the video and put on some music. Okay, just wrapping it up, but there is the coloring, and you can see the shading on the gray pencil as well. All right, next we're going to do some die cutting. So I'm pulling out the coordinating dies and lining those up. There's one for everything in the stamp set, even those little hearts. So we'll go ahead and get those taped down and ready for the Big Shot die cutting machine. And I'm just getting my magic mat set up and getting the cardstock on there, my top plate, and we're going to run those through. And these dies cut beautifully. They just leave a nice little margin, and I'm a little bit almost off camera there, but you can see that. And I'm bringing in Master Layouts 18. We're going to use that die frame and that cute little heart wreath die is what I'm going to call it. But we're just going to go ahead and get some cardstock here. I believe I used a real pretty shiny gold or rose gold maybe. That's coming up. For right now, we're going to do the frame. Doing that just on layering weight white, because we're going to do that faux wood technique on this one. So we're just running that through the die cutting machine, and then just smacking that die down onto my glass mat just to get that loosened from the die, and there it pops right out. And there is that beautiful frame, and this one has a stitching all around the outer border and the inside of that frame. And we're going to use this piece too, the cutaway. for another stamping technique coming up. So here is the matte layer, and I believe it's just a shiny gold color, but we're going to die cut this rose, or not rose, I'm sorry, this heart-shaped wreath from it. And I really love this die. It just cuts beautifully and it looks really, really nice. And you can use this cutaway piece from the inside. You can use that on another project, and I will save that. So that is just really pretty. All right, smacking down the die again to get that wreath released, and there it goes. And there it is, all that shiny gold goodness. Very pretty. All right, now, like I said, we're going to be using that inside piece that cut out, that rectangle. And for that, I'm bringing in some ink. That is soft stone and medium spruce and dark spruce. And I'm using the Winter Terrain stamp set. This is an older stamp set from Gina K. Love it. Really pretty stamps, but I am going to be using those trees, those pine trees at the top. But I just really love the little winter scenes. But we'll go ahead and pull the pine tree stamp out. And I'm going to be stamping this in the 3 different colors to give it the illusion of like a forest way far in the distance. And you want anything further out like that to be a lighter color, and that's where we're going to be going with the soft stone right here. And I'm only going to be inking the treetops. I don't want to really do the trunks right now, because I just need to get some light ink down and that illusion of trees off in the distance. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that is soft stone. It's a very pretty color. It's kind of hard to see on camera. It looks like it's green. But here I cleaned off my stamp. I'm going to pull it off and reposition it. I kind of first want to just line it up to where it was, and then just move it to the right or left, just shift it just a little bit. And again, we're just going to stamp or ink up the treetops, not the trunks yet. And this is with the medium spruce, so this is just a little bit darker than the soft stone. And you can already see the depth and dimension, that illusion it's giving. So it's really fun to do that. And so one more time, I'll clean the stamp off. Now I'm going to move my card panel up to the top, because this time I want to ink the entire stamp. I want those tree trunks in this. So I needed to move that cardstock up, reposition my stamp, and I almost messed up there, but I thought I put the card back where it was. But I thought, well, I'm just going to go for it. So I'm inking it up with the dark spruce and was hoping for the best here. But it worked out just fine. And we're just getting that ink down, and this will be very pretty, very dark green ink. I love the spruces. I'm gonna ink it twice because I want this to be very vibrant. The inks dry back just a little lighter than what they ink. You know, they're a little bit darker when you ink them, so I knew it would get lighter, but that was the effect I was going for. And there you can see. This looks like a dense forest, doesn't it? All right, so I am bringing in more colors. Here I'm still going to use the medium spruce. I'm using warm cocoa, and I believe the blue up at the top there is blue sky. And I'm taking that frame, and you can do this with any card panel. Just take your ink pads and swipe it across that paper with a light hand, and it gives like a wood grain effect, right? Because it leaves some white space. And so you just lay down a color. Usually I go light to dark, but I did the warm cocoa first, and now I'm adding the blue sky. And if you think of weathered wood, the browns and the blues and the like a turquoisey greens, those really look good, for that effect. So here I have the warm cocoa, and the blue sky. And then I am going to bring in the medium spruce. I was going to leave it just as is, but I thought, no, I'm going to add the medium spruce and just see what happens. So I just did it here and there, not all over, but I really like the way it looks. I'm glad I did it. And there you can see, just looks like weathered wood. Very easy. All right, so I have my card base, and this is a heavyweight 110 pound cardstock, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then I have my matte layer, and I am going to adhere the frame to the matte layer. Now the matte layer, I believe, is 3 3/4 by 5 inch. And then I'm just going to go ahead and adhere that frame right onto it. And the matte layer is a little bit shiny, so it just takes the glue a little bit longer to adhere. So here I just got it where it needed to go. I let it set aside for a minute, and now it's set and it's all good. So now we're going to insert our pine forest right into the center. This just looks like a woodsy scene, doesn't it? I really like it. And I'm just using Gina K Connect liquid glue and just getting that down into the center. And make sure the edges are adhered down. And then we're going to go ahead and just look at it onto the card base. Go ahead and adhere that down. Get your liquid glue all the way around. You could use tape runner as well, but I like the liquid glue right there because it gives me a smile face. And then we're just going to put it right onto the card base. And now here are my little pieces, and I mentioned earlier I cut out extra dies just so I can glue them together, just to give them a little more sturdiness. And I went ahead off camera and adhered some foam tape to the back of the critters and the greeting. You'll see that in a minute. But here I'm just taking that heart-shaped wreath, adding glue all the way around, just a dot of glue on each heart. And then I'm going to position that right into the center of the card. And I'm focusing on the heart at the top center and the lower center. And I'm just making sure those are lined up to the best of my eyeball to the middle, and just getting it down on the panel. And there, I think it looks pretty good right where it is. And then here are the foxes. Again, I have the foam squares. Those are from Simon Says Stamp. And I just went ahead and put them on the back. And it's just going to give the foxes a little bit of lift off of that card panel, a little bit of separation, and that always looks nice. And I did the same for the greeting right here, sending you a paper hug. And I'm going to put that right inside that circle there. And then lastly, the little 3 hearts stamped in the petunia color. I did not put foam tape on these. I'm just going to glue those directly onto the card panel. And I'm going to put them at a little bit of an angle. And that's it. That is the finished card. I want to thank you so much for crafting with me today. If you enjoyed this video, this cozy fox card video, and you learned the new faux wood graining technique, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more card making inspiration. And be sure to check out the next video at the end of this one. I think you'll find some more inspiration coming up. All right. I hope to see you again soon. And until then, everyone, have a great week.